That the Quran is not something we just pick it up and read it and we just go with it. So what is your feeling about the people who say Islam should customize the way the Quran is and the way they understand Islam to assuage the sensitivities of the non-Muslim people? Because maybe there's some verses and passages which they don't understand, but in the way they understand it, they think on that basis we should change it. In our books, we should change it. We should remove it from our curriculum. We shouldn't teach our children certain ayahs of the Quran because it's their opinion that it teaches hate.
I think, and Allah knows best, that I've met many Muslims like myself who have embraced Islam. Seeing Islam from the outside appears to be one thing, but when you actually hear the truth of it, you find that it's the most beautiful thing that you could ever have the opportunity to know. So I think, just like myself, the other non-Muslims, like myself before I accepted Islam, that many of the non-Muslims, if they've taken some time out to just see exactly what Islam is, and I think that many of those misconceptions will be overlooked.
And speaking of the people who come to Islam, how is the dawah effort here in East Orange, New Jersey, and in America in general? Because I know you travel around America a lot. Do you find that still after 9/11 that many people are still accepting Islam, many people are still not impeded from the message of Islam by the negative propaganda in the media?
Actually, Islam has become a lot more popular, of course, since the September 11th incident. And because of its popularity, many people have been concerned about learning about Islam and actually what it is, more so since. We find that the numbers of Muslims have been increasing since then. Alhamdulillah. Even personally in my family, my blood brother accepted Islam just shortly after that incident.
Imam Abu Muslimah, tell us a bit about the establishment here of the Islamic Center of America and a little bit maybe of the history of the Islamic Center of America, Masjid Ahl Sunnah.
Okay, it was established as the Islamic Center of East Orange in 1981, where the Muslims rented out a small building, office space. And 2 years later, 1983, the community grew and they purchased a building that's on Lincoln Street. Maybe we'll see that later. And in 97, the community grew even larger, and we purchased the building of which we're sitting in now, and we changed the name to the Islamic Center of America, Masjid Ahl Sunnah. It also houses the school, Madrasa to Ahl Sunnah.
And that's Madrasa to Ahl Sunnah and Islamic schools in general, especially here in America. Could you just speak shortly, briefly, about the importance of Islamic schools here in America?
Well, Muslim schools in America are to educate the children, of course, to the secular knowledge, but also to the religious knowledge, which is important for us as Muslims. That living amongst the non-Muslims, it's very important that the children are raised with a strong Islamic background, knowing the basis of their religion, which will help them as adults to interact in society and maintain their Islamic identity.
And also, maybe as Imam of the masjid, maybe people in Arabia, they don't understand the concept of Imam in America as opposed to Imam in Arabia, where you lead the Salat and maybe take some questions here and there. So can you just talk a bit about your duties and responsibilities, things you have to deal with as the Imam of this masjid?
An Imam in general, or myself in particular, are responsible for not only the 5 Salat, but also the Jumu'ah khutbah and giving the ongoing durus or lessons and classes in the masjid and lectures. Also, the Imam is responsible for performing the janazah salats and helping to organize the washing and shrouding of the bodies, to perform the marriages and marriage counseling and divorce counseling and many other affairs.
Right. Could you just talk a bit about the lessons, because I know you give many classes here